Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Shuklam Vishnu Srivaram Buddham Sammadam Dhyayat Sarvabhutopajante Vagishadya Samanasa Sarvathana Pakramen Natvat Kritya Sivatam Namami Hijaranam Gurum Brahma Gurum Vishnu Gurum Deva Maheshwara Gurum Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Yomitavachyutapadam Bhagavata Vyamo Hastadutaran Tranayameni Asmin Guroho Bhagavato Siddhayi Sindhoha Ramanujasya Jaranam Sharanam Padavye Srimad Vaidavasana Uchite Bodhatmakaya Namastasma Bhagavate Shri Guru Shri Hridakashi Snabhantam Shantamakam Garupilam Bharabharam Manye Sadguru Shri Satyasayinam Mantaryaminam Dhammadhariyukta Chaturvispatikamanivayi Lakṣmaṇam Dadana Asnirautyam Patvam Satamapachishikam Satakam Chakarena Bhasavindu Shantaspatikamani Baba Samana Samana Same Bhagavate Hansatodre Sarvara Suprasanna Pujantam Ramarame Madhuram Madhuraksharamarikyatita Shakaman Devalmiki Gokilam Anjane Madhipadalanam Kanchanadrikam Niyamgriham Parijatatarunavasanam Bhavayami Pavamanandanam Yakaryataravagunata Kirtanam Zakardakarakamastakantini Bhashpavari Paripurnalocanam Maratim Namatarakshasantakam Manojamam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhivatam Varishtam Vatatmajavanarayutamutyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasanamam Vedavedye Pare Vusujate Dasharatatmaje Veda Prachet Sadasi Sakshat Ramayanatmana Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sītāya Pateye Namaha Vaidehi Sahitam Surudramudalehe Mahamandape Madhya Pipakamasane Manimaye Virasane Sustitam Agre Vachayati Prabhanjana Sate Tattvamunikya Param Vyakyanta Bharatadi Viparivritam Ramam Bhaje Shyamatam Vame Bhumisata Purascha Hanumān Paschat Sumitrasutah Shatrugna Paratascha Pashadalayoho Vaivadikoneshu Cha Sugrīvascha Vibhishanascha Vivarat Tarasuto Jambhavan Madhye Nīla Saroja Komala Vichim Ramam Bhaje Shyamatam Guruvarte Jaktarajyo Vicharadhanvanam Padmapadvyam Priyayaha Panisparshakshamabhyam Mristapadarujoyo Harindranujabhyam Vairupya Chupanakya Priyavrata Rusharopita Guruvijripatrastabdhi Madhyasetu Kanadavadavana Kauchalayan Dhanavadavana Janaki Kantasmaranam Anjaneya Swami Ki Shri Rama consoles all the people, Tara, Angada, Sugrīva, all the other Vanaras. Make sure that the necessary rites and ceremonies are carried out for Vali. Bids Sugrīva to take over the throne of Kiṣkindhā. Sugrīva comes with Hanumān and asks Hanumān to tell Rama. He doesn't say, he invites, lets Hanumān invite Rama. And then Hanumān comes and says that Sugrīva wishes to honor you first, propitiate you first, and thereafter become the king. Now you must please come to Kiṣkindhā to bear witness to Sugrīva's enthronement. But Rama declines it and says, my father told me that I have to reside in the forest for 14 years. Since he mentioned the forest, I cannot enter into any cities or villages during these 14 years of exile. Therefore, I will not be able to come into Kiṣkindhā, the city, for the coronation. Then Sugrīva comes and falls at Rama's feet. Rama tells Sugrīva, go and be crowned and make sure that you make Angada as the crown prince. That is the honor and respect that you can give to Vali. Crown or coronate or appoint Angada as the crown prince. And further he says, it is the beginning of the Shravana Masam. It is the time the rainy season also starts. And the Kalatala it was like that. People have actually found out, based on the positions of the nakshatra, the rutu, etc., that during Ramayana time, the sky was different to what we have now. Because there have been movements of stars and constellations in the number of years that have happened. So based on Valmiki's description of the Nakshatra Mandalam, they have mapped it to today and they found that actually even seasons have changed. Shravana Masam abdingiradhu, Shravana usually for us about August la dhaan Shravana Masam. But in those days it was much earlier. They found it was much earlier. So he says the Shravana Masa is supposed to is starting now. With it rains will start. Monsoon in India starts with Ashada. Ashada Masathiye it starts. Not Shravana Masam but Ashada Masam. These are all the months as per the Indian calendar. So the rainy season starts with Shravanam and ends with Kartika Masam. So Rama says 4 months, 2 Rutus of rain. Adanala you take time. You have also been bereft of joy for so long. You take this time, because the rainy season, we cannot do anything during the rainy time because it pours everywhere. Let the rain stop and soon after that, let us make all the efforts necessary to search and recover Sītā. Rama tells. Sugrīva takes leave of him and comes to a mountain nearby, a mountain peak, Prashravana, or a mountain. There is a beautiful cave, a spacious cave. Rama shows that cave to Lakṣmaṇa and he says, Lakṣmaṇa, let us go and stay in this cave. And let us spend the rainy season in this cave. It is dry, it is spacious, it is quite comfortable for us to stay here. They both go and decide to stay there. In the meantime here, the coronation of Sugrīva takes place. To the great pomp and festivity, Sugrīva finally attains all that he has been longing for, including his wife. Tara also is added to his harem. And amongst the monkeys, they do not follow all of those kind of rules and rituals that the human regulations do not apply to them. In that case, if we say what was wrong in Vali appropriating Ruma, that happened when Sugrīva was still alive. Whereas Vali, after he has been slain, then if Tara becomes part of Sugrīva's retinue, it is not a problem. This is Avaloda Dharma, monkey Dharma, Vanara Dharma. We need not discuss, deliberate too much about it. Sugrīva gives himself completely into the pleasures of a civilized, so-called civilized life. Months pass and he is so lost in it that Hanumān looks at it and starts to get a bit worried. In the meantime, there is a big description about Rama describing the rainy season. Srimad Ramayana, these are all very poetic sections. Filled with grief, filled with pathos once again. For those who are interested in the literary merit and the poetry, they can all enjoy all of that. We will slowly fast forward that. And it is a very beautiful description about how the rains fall and how Rama pines for Sītā once in a while, counseled by Lakṣmaṇa. And in the Raitaladan, in Srimad Bhagavatam, that shloka that Shuka narrates is very appropriate. Yo harindra anujabhyam panisparsha kshamabhyam rido yo harindra anujabhyam. Meaning of that is, Rama's feet were so tender that even if Sītā presses it a bit hard, it will get bruised. With those feet, he walked into the forest. Anal, and those feet were served by Yo Harindra Anujabhyam. By the two, who are the two? Harindra. Harindra here refers to Hari, monkey. Harindra, the lord of monkeys. Not Sugrīva, Hanumān. And Anuja. Anuja, younger brother, Lakṣmaṇa. So Anuja, Lakṣmaṇa, and Harindra, Hanumān, served Rama. Instead of saying Lakṣmaṇa first and Hanumān next, order of things. Rama knows Lakṣmaṇa first. Hanumān is an add-on feature. Hanumān add-on. Hanumān got added to the retinue only now. But still Shuka, when he is doing the shloka, he is Harindra Anujabhyam. Harindra Anujabhyam, Harindran Vali, Avanudia Anujan, Sugrīvan, Abdin Vachikalamanna, Anujabhyam, the duality. ரெண்டு பேர்னு புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஹரீந்திரன் அண்ட் அனுஜன், ஹனுமான் அண்ட் லக்ஷ்மணா. அதுக்கு ஒரு பியூட்டிஃபுல் interpretation is given, Vyakyanam is given when Rama was in Prasharavana-giri, when Rama was in the cave and the rainy season was in its full swing and everything is cloudy, everything is misty, everything is rainy, it's very gloomy, very grey kind of a atmosphere. Yeah. The only thing that will make you feel happy during that kind of situation is if you're sitting with hot samosas in your hand. Otherwise you're bound to feel gloomy. Grey skies all the time, raining, there is no sunshine, there is no cheer. So the only thing that can cheer us up is kadak chai, adrak chai and samosa. If those are there, then perhaps we can tide over the rainy season. பஜ்ஜி போண்டா அதாவது இருந்துருத்தனா பரவாயில்ல. ராமருக்கு பஜ்ஜியும் இல்லை, போண்டாவும் இல்லை, சீதையும் இல்லை. பஜ்ஜி போண்டா பண்ணுறதுக்கு சீதையும் இல்லை. Neither is Sītā there to make the bhaji bondas or samosas, nor are the samosas there. என்ன இருக்குப்பா ஒண்ணுமே இல்லையா, நல்ல வருத்தமா இருக்கு, ரொம்ப சேடா. Rama looking at that. It is raining outside, it is raining inside also. It is raining outside the cave, it is raining inside the cave. Rama's eyes are pouring tears in torrents. The Pathande Lakṣmaṇa is standing there, unable to understand or figure out how to even approach Rama because he has not seen Rama in such a state. இப்படி அழறாரே, என்ன சொன்னாலும் கேட்காம அழறாரே. No matter how much I am trying to counsel him, he is still crying. What to do? அப்படின்னா Lakṣmaṇa is standing at the entrance of the cave looking inside, unable to go near Rama. At this time, Hanumān comes there. Hanumān matram, Sugrīva did not come to see Rama so often. And Hanumān every day would come to see Rama. Make sure that all the necessary things are provided for Rama. All he existed was for Rama Seva. He would have come to see Rama. On this day also, Hanumān enters in from outside, enters into the cave to see Lakṣmaṇa standing, very disturbed, very confused, confounded. He looks at him with a question mark in his eyes, lifting his eyebrows. Lakṣmaṇa simply turns towards and points inside. But the Rama is sitting there, Ronin's thinking man Madhuri, with have you seen the sculpture called The Thinking Man by Ronin? A man is sitting like this with his hands on his, with his chin upon his hands. அந்த மாதிரியா கப்பலே கவுந்து போன மாதிரி கண்ணத்தில் கையை வச்சு உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்காரு. Rama sitting there crying in Sītā. அப்போ Lakṣmaṇa points out, see, that is the reason for my confusion. Okay. So Hanumān goes inside, sits by Rama's feet. Rama is lost in Sītā Shokam, the sorrow of separation from Sītā. For what does Hanumān do? Slowly he takes hold of Rama's foot, one foot, places it upon his own thigh, and slowly starts to press Rama's feet. Abhi Padaseva. He starts to do Padaseva to Sri Rama. Abhi Okandra Rama, as soon as Hanuman's hands touch his feet, immediately his eyes open. Abhi Bhagarat Hanumān. But a smile comes up upon his face. The next instant he wipes away his tears. Hanumān, how are you? Yeah. Sītā Shokam is there. How long will Sītā Shokam be there? Only until he has not seen such a extraordinary bhakta such as Hanumān. Once Hanumān comes up, how can his personal shoka then intervening? Hanumān, when did he come? As soon as Rama starts to speak in this manner, now Lakṣmaṇa feels comforted. So he also rushes in and takes hold of the other foot and starts to massage. Anala Harindra Anujabhyam. Harindra and Anuja. Served in this manner by both Lakṣmaṇa, by Hanumān and Lakṣmaṇa, Rama is living in Prasharavana-giri. Hanumān knows Rama's sorrow. Rama, on the other hand, is not complaining about it to Hanumān. Even when Lakṣmaṇa asks, Rama says, Apichati pariklishtam chiradarai samagatam atmakarya gariyastvad vaktun echami vanaram. Lakṣmaṇa Chalra, I know, Anna, you gave 4 months time. True. But 4 months was just given, when you order something in, or when you ask for something, how long will it take to be done? They will generally say, oh, it will take anywhere between 1 to 3 weeks. But it will get done the next day. No, if you order a new internet connection or a new telephone connection, etc., even if you are porting a number from one network to the other, they will say it will take anywhere between 24 hours to 48 hours, but it will get done in 40 minutes. Then why do they say that? No, the safety, just in case something happens, at least you know. But that does not mean that it will take that long. Likewise, 4 months, it should not necessarily take 4 months. 4 months was given sort of like an deadline madri dane. It does not mean you have to wait until the 4 months and then start the work. Adanale, shall we not go and check with Sugrīva? Abdina Rama will say no need. No need. Yen. Apicha Ati Pariklishno Chiradari Samagatam. Rama children, after a long time of difficulties, finally he is reunited with his wife. Atmakarya Gariyastvat Vaktu Nechami Vanaram. Adanale, even though our task is important, I do not feel like going and interrupting his joy by reminding him, hey, are you doing anything? Are you doing anything? Micromanage pannuva. They'll give you a task and they'll keep checking every 5 minutes what has happened. Have you done it? How much have you done? Can you keep reporting to me? Can you keep giving me an update? Rama shows us how a good manager should be. You choose the right person and give him the task. First of all, you should choose the right person and then give him the task. You should let him do the task. No, everybody has got a limit. Everybody's got a passion. Just because you've got a position, you may be subordinates, or you may be managers, or you may become managers also. But you must remember this lesson. The way Rama treated Sugrīva. 4 months' time, Rama did not keep on pestering him every day, every second day, every 15 days, give me a report. Left him to his means. You should not keep nagging people. Any task that is given to them, don't keep nagging them. If they have not finished, then you choose the right people and give the right task. Another important thing. Otherwise, don't give it to them. And by nagging, you lose your peace also. Rama does not bother with that. Rama says instead, I don't want to disturb him. However, let him enjoy. Even though our task is important, for him, this time is precious for him. He's gotten it after a long time. It's okay, don't disturb. Swayame bhi vishramya jnatva kalam upagatam upakaram cha Sugrīvo vetsyate natra samshayah. After some time, Swayameva on his own, Sugrīva will realize and he will do what is necessary. Adanale, we need not worry about it. Abdina Rama Raraka, children, I will wait. Tasmat kalam pratikshoham. I will wait for the time for him to come and tell me. After all, he should be a grateful person. We have done so much for him. I hope he is not ungrateful. I hope he will do what is required, what is necessary. Then Lakṣmaṇa also said, alright, I am sure that once the rainy season comes to an end, Sugrīva will do everything as necessary. In the meantime, Hanumān sees Sugrīva still in his slumber. Slumber, not that he is sleeping, and he is lost in his own pleasures. He said, this is not right, this is not the way it should be. Even if he goes and tells him, Rajyam praptam yashaschaiva kauli shri vivardita mitranam sangrahaseshastam bhavan kartum arhati. You have attained the kingdom, you have attained fame, you have attained everything that you wanted. Prosperity has gone up for you, but at the same time, you still have to earn the goodwill of your friends. You need to do what is necessary for that. Just as you have earned your kingdom, you must also earn the goodwill of your allies. By allies, I am talking about Sri Rama. He is the one who helped you. He is the one who allowed you to acquire all of these things. Adanale, do not forget the task that you owe him. Now, he is a beautiful or Varta Chandra. Nacha kalamatitam te nivedayati kalavit tvaramano bisam prajnastava rajan vashanugaha. Even if Rama is a knower of time and he will keep quiet, he will not hurry you before the time. But that does not mean you should keep quiet all the time. You should not wait until the last moment and then start working. Before somebody asks you whether you have done, you should do it. You should not start doing after they remind you. He has already done something for you. Anna, you are yet to repay. He has already, even if he has not done, you should help him because he is such a powerful person. Anal, Why is it that you are not taking any action in such a way to please Rama? Rama, who does not require anybody, is still seeking your help. It is our greatest good fortune for us to oblige him immediately. We should not delay. Rather than wait for him to remind us, we should do it. Otherwise, it is a transgression. It is a violation. Children again. Nahi tavad bhavet kalo vyatitas chodanandrute choditasya hi karyasya bhavet kala vyatikramaha choditasya karyasya chodanadrute kalaha. Before, when you owe something to somebody, whether it is a favor, whether it is money, whether it is, even if it is a vessel that you have borrowed from them, even if it is a patram that you have borrowed from them, you should make sure that you return it before they say, the patram ungalta kudutena appadinu kettadana adu romba avamanam. It is extreme shame, extreme humiliation if the person who has given us something should ask for it. Before that, we should return it. அவ கேட்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நம்ம ஞாபகம் கொடுத்தணும். அவ கேட்கற அளவுக்கு வச்சுக்கவே கூடாது எப்பவுமே, இல்லையா? அவ கேட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் திருப்பி கொடுக்கறதுங்கிறது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப அநாகரிகம், very uncivilized behavior when somebody has lent something to us, when we owe something to somebody. Rather than wait for them to ask and redeem it, we should do it beforehand. It is extremely humiliating and shameful to wait to be reminded by them and thereafter do something. Hanumān says that to Sugrīva, before Rama opens his mouth and asks you, why haven't you done anything, you should do it. Later on, even if Rama asks, you can always say, look, I have done. Let us not waste this time, act immediately. Hanumān cautions, admonishes, reproaches Sugrīva. Sugrīva wakes up immediately. Sugrīva is a good man. Sugrīva is a very good man. Tasya tadvachanam shrutva kale sadhu nivedanam Sugrīva sattva sampannaha chakaramati muttamam. Sugrīva was a normal man. He is a very good natured person. But like everybody else, lost in the moment. Got carried away in the moment. The moment this reminder came to him, immediately he woke up. That nature is there inside him. Gee, how could I forget? Vadane, Neela, abdingra monkey. Neelam, abdingra Neelangar or monkey, he calls Neela. He's a big important commander. He tells him, go and collect all the monkeys who are reporting who are subjects of Kiṣkindhā. Collect all the citizens of Kiṣkindhā, no matter where they are. Let the entire army with all of his leaders, commanders, marshals and so on, let everybody be brought. Let every group assemble here separately. Neela is the chief of army. Avandan and the Vanara Sainiki, Senagri, Senagrani. Senagran. He is the Senapati, commander-in-chief of the army. And he calls him and says, let all the army be mustered. Mustering the troops. Troops will be, when it is not the time of war, they will be dispersed. They will be here and there. But when the call for muster comes, everybody, all of them assemble together and become ready as an army. So he gives that call, let everybody be mustered. Let all the monkeys, the guardians of the frontiers, at the frontiers, just as Janasthana, Ravana had kept some of his Rakshasas, like that, the Kiṣkindhā empire. Although it is a big empire of the monkeys, at the very various borders, frontiers, guarding all of that, certain contingent troops will be there. Even all of those should be brought. All the army chiefs should muster here. Everybody should come back here. Immediately, Sugrīva gives an order. In fact, he says, give a time limit, 15 nights. Tripancharatrat. 3 times 5. 15. Within 15 nights, a fortnight, I want all the monkeys to come here. If a monkey comes on the 16th night, he is going to be Pranantika. You should be awarded capital punishment. Within 15 nights, I want all the monkeys assembled here. If a monkey delays it even by a day, then the moment he arrives, his head should be chopped off. In the Madhya, let the orders go. Go with Angada, go to all the elderly monkeys, go and make this arrangement done. Sugrīva gives the instructions to all of them. All the monkeys set forth. Rama is here in Prasharavadagiri. Children, when he looks at the autumnal sky now, rainy season has gone. Sharad Kalam has come, Sharad Ritu has come, Varsha Ritu, Sharad Ritu has come. Rains have stopped. The sky is free from clouds, lightning, etc. And the path on once again, Rama is filled with another kind of sorrow. Rainy season sorrow different, Sharad sorrow. Season Rama sorrow. Seasonal fruits are Mulya. Seasonal flowers, seasonal fruits are Rama seasonal sorrow. Accordingly, he starts to lament. Rama becomes a bit worried, becomes a bit sad. When seeing Rama, like Lakṣmaṇa says, Kim Arya Kamasya Vashongatena Kim Atma Paurushya Parabhavena Ayam Sada Samhriyate Samadhihi Kimatra Yogena Nivartitena. Arya, oh brother, elder brother, Anna, Kim Arya Kamasya Vashongatena. Why have you succumbed to Kama? Why have you succumbed to passion in this manner? Kim Atma Paurushya Parabhavena. Why are you defeating your own self-confidence in this manner? What are you going to achieve by it? Ayam Sada Samhriyate Samadhihi. Your mind, which is always in Samadhi, why has it left that Samadhi Sthiti? Kimatra Yogena Nivartitena. Why have you desisted from yoga? Why have you removed yourself from yoga? Edukidella. Vandame. It is not appropriate for you. Kriya Biyogam Manasa Prasadam Samadhi Yoga Nugatam Chakalam Sakaya Samartya Madina Satvaka Swakarma Hetum Chakurushva Hetum. Anna, Samadhi Yoga Nugatam Chakalam. Go back to Samadhi Yoga. Go into meditation and get rid of the sorrow of your mind. Become serene once again. This is the best part about Ramayana. Wonderful part about Ramayana. Rama is so relatable to all of us. Even though he is somebody untouched by us, untouchable by us, but he is very relatable. He also becomes sad. And when he becomes sad, Lakṣmaṇa says, why are you becoming sad? Why don't you remain in your state of Samadhi and be free from the sorrow? Why is sorrow for you? Remain in your own state. Meditate. You came out of your meditation, you are thinking about Sītā. You go back to your meditation and become a Kriya Viyogam Manasa Prasadam. Make efforts that will make your mind happy, mind serene, mind in peace. Samadhi Yoga Anugatam. Take advantage of this time and go meditate. Why should you let go of your self-confidence? You will do everything. When you are the protector, how can Sītā not be restored? Rama says, Lakṣmaṇa, the rainy season has finished. The rains have stopped. A few shlokas about just how the rains have stopped and what is happening after that. So many shlokas just to say, look, the rains have stopped. And now he describes how the Sharad Ritu is now. Look how the skies are clear. Look how the water bodies are filled with water. Look how the wind is neither hot nor cold. Look how the birds are crying out, singing. Look how this is autumn description. Having given all of the description, now he says, Priya vihine dukkharte hritarajye vivasite kripam na kurute raja Sugrīvo mayi Lakṣmaṇa. That Sugrīva, Raja Sugrīva is showing no mercy to me, who am grief-stricken by the loss of wife and kingdom. Anato hritarajyoyam ravanena cha darshitaha dino duragraha kami mam chaiva sharanam gataha. Ityetai karanai saumya Sugrīvasya duratmanaha Aham Vanara Rajasya Paribhutah Parantapa. Lakṣmaṇa, even though I am the destroyer of all my enemies, still look at my plight. I am away from home. I have lost my kingdom. I am outraged by the evil Rakshasa Ravana who has carried away my wife. I am miserable. I am in such a sorrowful state. And even though I have sought the help of Sugrīva, even Sugrīva is slighting me. Maybe he is slighting me because he thinks I am useless. Maybe he is slighting me, insulting me, not caring about me because he thinks what is a useless fellow. He doesn't have anything. Even his wife is not there. He cannot have the capacity to hold his own kingdom. Sakalam parisankhya Sītāyaha parimargane Kritartha samayam krutva durmatir navabudyate. He promised me that he will make all efforts to search for Sītā. But even though time is the time that we set out for that is elapsing, he has still not done anything about it. Adanale, Lakṣmaṇa, I think you should go to Kiṣkindhā and speak to that fool. Tvam cha Kiṣkindhām pravishya brūhi vānarapungavam mūrkham gramya sukhe saktam Sugrīvam vachanan mama. You should go and tell that fool Sugrīva who is addicted to mere worldly pleasures of the flesh. Go and tell these words to him. After having promised his friend to grant his desire and having been obliged to him, having received a favor from him, to fail to implement that promise, such a person is the lowest amongst the earth. Saloke Purushadamaha. He is the lowest kind of character who takes a help from somebody, promises help back in return, and then does not fulfill it. On the other hand, he who honors his promise, Shubham va yadiva papam, even if it is sinful to do so, but because he has given his word, he fulfills his promise, he alone is honorable, he alone is the best of Purushottamaha, Saviraha Purushottamaha, he is the highest amongst men. Even scavenging animals will not eat the flesh of an ungrateful man. An animal that would feast upon the dead body also will not eat the body of an ungrateful person. Does he wish to see the prowess of my bow and arrow once again? Does he want to listen to the twang of my bowstring once again? Does he not remember that with one arrow, Rāma, who could kill Vali, can he just as easily dispatch Sugrīva to meet his brother? Having promised to search for Sītā after the rainy season, Sugrīva is not aware that he has already spent 4 months in his own pleasure, in his own joy, resorting to drinking and sporting with his own wives. He has not shown any compassion to me. And then I'll go to Sugrīva and make him aware of the power of my anger. Mama roshasya nisha. Mama roshasya yadrupam. Let him not see the real form of my anger. Because the route by which Vali went has not been closed yet. Nacha sankuchita panta yena Vali hato gataha samaye tishta Sugrīva ma Vali patamanvagaha. The road by which Vali went to the other side is not yet been closed. Therefore, Sugrīva, abide by the promise that you have given. Do not follow the path. Do not follow Vali. With one arrow, Vali was killed, while I shall kill you now along with all your near and dear because you are deviating from the truth. Abadinu, go and tell him, remind him of my promise. Abadinu, Rama laments and says in this anger, in the path of Lakṣmaṇa is unable to bear. Lakṣmaṇa is unable to bear it. Immediately he says, at Sugrīva, how dare he behave in this manner? How dare he give grief to you? So ungrateful he is. He cannot return the favor that has been done to him. He is simply engaged in vulgar pleasures of the flesh. Let him see his elder brother Vali. Let him go and see his elder brother Vali. He will send him immediately. Kingship should not be given to such people who are devoid of truth. I cannot hold my anger anymore. As it is, Lakṣmaṇa is angry. When Rama becomes slightly angry, Lakṣmaṇa becomes doubly angry. When Rama is peaceful itself, Lakṣmaṇa is angry. When Rama is sitting there in Shanti, Lakṣmaṇa is already hissing. If Rama should hiss, Lakṣmaṇa will bite. அதனால Lakṣmaṇa said, I will immediately go and kill him. Nadaraye kopamudirna vego nihalmi Sugrīva satyamadya asatyamadya haripravirai sakavali putro narendra patniya vijayam karotu. இப்பவே போறேன். I cannot control my anger anymore. I am going immediately. I will kill Sugrīva and I will crown Angada as the king and then use Angada to search for Sītā. Baliputro Narendra Patniya Vichayam Karotu. Using Valiputra, I will search for Devi Sītā. Abadina when Lakṣmaṇa jumped up, Utpatantam, Ukandandratan. Lakṣmaṇa was sitting, Anam. Tamatta Bāṇāsanamutpatantam Niveditartam Ranachandakopam Uvacha Rāma Paravīrahanta Svavekshitam Sanunayam Chavakyam. When Lakṣmaṇa jumped up like this with bow and arrow ready to go and demonstrate his Ranachandakopam, the ferocity of Orla, Rama starts to speak soothing words to Lakṣmaṇa. Conciliatory words, Lakṣmaṇa, Lakṣmaṇa, don't go that far. I only told you to go and warn him, don't go and kill him. Yenna, he is our friend, Ilya. He is our friend. We have accepted him as our friend. You should not go and do any harm to him. With your good conduct, you should not do these kind of things. Remember our friendship with Sugrīva. Sugrīva has exceeded his time limit, no doubt about it, but that does not mean you should go and become angry with him. Children, Bhaktumarghasi, enna sollana? Samopahitaya vacha Samopahitaya vacha Rukshani parivarjayan Bhaktumarghasi Sugrīvam vyatitam kalaparyaye. Go and use conciliatory words, but at the same time you avoid harsh words. But remind him. Look at Rama. Rama shows us it's alright to let out your feelings with your close people, but doesn't mean you should act upon them. Rama is feeling that Sugrīva is ungrateful. Even Sugrīva is like this. I did not believe Sugrīva will do this. Rama feels. But still Rama honors the friendship. Still Rama honors that fact that he is our friend. We should not harm him. That's diplomacy. Diplomacy matramilla. Sometimes we may feel something in our mind, but that doesn't mean that should become action. The Rama natural. Rama is not such a person not to even lament. It's okay. I'll wait. Rama natural. Now 4 months he waited. Without saying anything he waited. Okay, that's also nice of me. But when we see him react in this manner, Sugrīva, he told me, how can he be so ungrateful? He's not done anything. Tell him, and I will, that arrow is still there. That path is still open. Then the next moment, but still, don't be too harsh with him. Look at the beauty of how it all comes together. He is natural without crossing limits. And in that Rama shows us a lesson. Within limits, it's okay to become emotional. It is okay to become a little bit, to let your hair down as it were. And within limits, don't cross the limit. Maryada that's Rama Maryada Purushottam. Maryada is a limit. Boundary. Within the boundary, everything is okay. The number natural Rama demonstrates it. Sugrīva again, Lakṣmaṇa again, Kalambara. Tadashivamati prajño bratu priyakiterataha Lakṣmaṇah pratisamraddo jagama bhavanam kapege Shakrabāṇāsana prajño danuf kalantakopamaha pragrihya girishringābham mandaraha Hanumāniva. Shivamatihi, noble-hearted, noble-minded. Prajñaha, wise one. Priyahitaha, the one who is very benevolent to or desirous of doing good to everybody. Abherpata Lakṣmaṇa goes to Kiṣkindhā. Lakṣmaṇa Pratiye Chodari. Yatoktakari Vachanamuttaram Chaiva Sottaram Brihaspati Samo Buddhya Matva Ramanujastada. How is Ramanuja? Ramanuja அப்படின்னா லக்ஷ்மணா ராமாஜி எங்க போறது எப்படி இருக்காரு? யதோக்தகாரி யதோக்தகாரி சொன்ன வண்ணம் செய்த பெருமாள். யதோக்தகாரி அப்படின்னா வெரி obedient ன்னு அர்த்தம். As Rama commands him, he is ready to do. யதோக்தகாரி. He left from there. And what is he doing now? Vachanamuttaram chaiva sottaram Brihaspati samo buddhya matva அப்படின்னா he is as intelligent as Brihaspati. அதனால while walking from Prashravanagiri to Kiṣkindhā, he is already deliberating within his mind, what should I tell him? And if he says this, what will I reply to him? If he says that, how will I reply back to him? Abdini, he is deliberating all of that planning. Vachanam uttaram chaivasa uttaram. உத்தரத்துக்கு உத்தரம். நான் இப்படி சொல்லுவேன், உடனே அவன் ஏதாவது சொல்லுவான், அது சொல்றதுக்கு நான் திருப்பி சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னு he is already rehearsing the dialogues that may happen. Deliberating in his mind as to the possible questions that Sugrīva might ask or he might have to reply. எல்லாம் நினைச்சிட்டே போறார். கடகடகடன்னு போறார். With great speed is walking. அங்கே இருந்து போறார். ரோஷாத் with his lips trembling in anger he is walking. When he reaches the entrance of Kiṣkindhā, he sees the monkey soldiers, the guards standing there. Hundreds of monkeys are standing there. ஒன்னு யானை சைஸ்ல இருக்கான். Kunjaraprakya Vanaraha அப்படின்னா each monkey is the size of an elephant. All the guards, the main soldiers are guarding Kiṣkindhā entrance are all standing there, holding big trees and boulders of rocks in their hands. எல்லாம் நிக்கிறா. இது பெருசா நிக்கிறத பார்த்தோட லக்ஷ்மணன் இன்னும் கோவம் வந்துச்சு. As it is, Lakṣmaṇa is angry. So when he is walking around, he sees all these big guards standing there blocking the way. அவ்வளவுதான் என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா த்விகுணம் குருத்தஹா. His anger doubled. His anger doubled. He did not do anything. Lakṣmaṇa did not do anything. When Lakṣmaṇa came itself, his lips were trembling with anger. When he saw all these gundu mota fellows standing there, தடியன்கள்லாம் நிக்கிறத பார்த்த உடனே தாங்கள் என்னவோ கோவம் வந்து இவ்வளவு தடி தாண்டவனா என்ன வச்சுட்டு தேடாம நான் நிக்கிறேன் நீங்கள்லாம். Each one of you fellows are like an elephant, fellow eating and becoming like an elephant, not searching for Sītā. அப்படின்னு ஒரு doubling of anger happened in him. And he did not have to utter a word. All of that anger showed in his face and his eyes. And on simply seeing that, what happened அப்படின்னா tam te bhayaparitanga kruddam drishtva plavangamaha Kala mrityu yugantabham shatasho vidrutadishaha. Looking at that face of Lakṣmaṇa, which is resembling the god of death at the final dissolution of the universe. Kala mrityu yugantabham. Yugantathila pralaya kalam varumbozhu when everything has been destroyed. Appo how will Kala mrityu look? Like that his face was. All the monkeys who were supposed to guard the hundreds of monkeys, all the hundreds of monkeys that were standing there like big bullies guarding Kiṣkindhā, all of them with their limbs trembling ran into the palace. All of them entered Sugrīva's palace and went and reported to the chiefs there about Lakṣmaṇa's angry arrival. Krodhamagamanam. வெறும ஆகமனம் இல்ல, ஆகமனம்னா அது அரைவல். எப்படி அரைவல்னா குரோதமாகமனம், the angry arrival of Lakṣmaṇa. Lakṣmaṇa has come, not ordinarily, angrily has come. அப்படி ஓடி வந்து சொல்றா Lakṣmaṇa has come அப்படின்னு. அப்பவுமே என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா தாரயா சகித காமீன் சக்தஹ கபிவ்ருஷோ ரஹஹ நதேஷாம் கபிவீராணாம் சுஷ்ராவ வஜனஹும் ததா. About Sugrīva is dalliance with Tara, and he was so besotted with that he did not even pay attention to the words of these other monkeys. Angry Lakṣmaṇa has come. அப்படினா புரியல அவனுக்கு, கேட்கல. Whatever. Whatever அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொன்ன உடனே what happened அப்படின்னா those monkeys went away. One என்ன பண்ண முடியும், ராஜா அப்படி இருந்தா என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? We can only go and tell him that something is happening. If he doesn't care அப்படின்னா நம்ம என்ன பண்றது? They went away. Now there is nobody to stop Lakṣmaṇa. So Lakṣmaṇa is walking in with all his anger. Daga is charging in gate after gate, he is walking in. எப்படி வரார் அப்படின்னு காமிக்கிறார் இங்க. சுக்ரீவஸ்ய பிரமாதம் ச பூர்வஜம் சார்த்தமாத்வவா ஆத்மவான் புத்வா கோபவசம் வீரஹ புனரேவ ஜகாமசஹ. Atmavan is usually self-controlled. Ana, remembering his brother's agony and also the dereliction of duty by Sugrīva, he flared up once again. Lakṣmaṇa flared up once again. Sadirghoshna mahochvasaha kopa samraktalochanaha babhuva narashardhula sadhumaiva pavakaha. Sighing deeply and with hot breaths. Dirga Ushna Mahochvasaha. Dirgamana Uchvasam. In a great, deep sighs. And a Ushnam. Those are filled with great heat because of the anger in him. Hot sighs. Kopa Samraktalochanaha. Eyes are reddened with anger. He is like a big roaring fire. Like that he is coming in. He is having his bow and arrow in his hand. Looking like the hood of a snake. Pambu Madri irka. He himself is a snake. Like a snake carrying a snake is walking in. Angada saw it. Angada immediately became dismayed and went up to Lakṣmaṇa. Yes, you please come. Tell your uncle that I have come. Angada is a small boy. Lakṣmaṇa cannot take out his anger with a small boy. His eyes are still red with anger. Rosha Tamrakshaha. Eyes reddened with anger, he looks at Angada and he says, Vatsa, Sugrīva katyatam Vatsa, Mama gamanamityuta. Child, go and tell Sugrīva that I have come. And go and tell him in this manner. Tell him in this manner. Yesha Rāmanujaha prapta. Tell him, Lakṣmaṇa, who is the dear younger brother of Rama, has come to you and is awaiting for your presence at the entrance, burning in grief for his elder brother. And if you like to hear what he has to say, then you better come immediately. Abdini Sholitu, come back again, return swiftly after giving this message to him. If you get that, immediately Angada runs inside. Yenna Pannan Abdina, Raja Sugrīva is there, Ruma is there. Again the boy, he has come. Lakṣmaṇa has come. What happened? Sugrīva is still Nidra Madasamvitaha. He is drunk so much. He is so intoxicated, nothing is registering him. Madamatascha. He is so intoxicated that even though Lakṣmaṇa burning like a flame has arrived at Kiṣkindhā and ready to destroy all of Kiṣkindhā, even though that news is conveyed to him, he still doesn't recognize or realize the gravity of it. It doesn't register in him. So Angada is in the Antapura, in the inner chambers. With seeing Lakṣmaṇa so angry, all the other monkeys are coming and trying to pacify him. Please sit down. Can we get you something? Can we get you tea? Can you get you coffee? All of them are fear-stricken. Angada is trying to get the message across to Sugrīva, his uncle, but is not registering. What to do? There were ministers in Dala. There were two ministers of Sugrīva. Plaksha, Prabhava. These two, Plaksha and Prabhava, said, wait, we will go in. They went and sat down on either side of Sugrīva and started to speak to him in very sweet conciliatory words that Rama and Lakṣmaṇa have given you a lot of things. They have given you prosperity. They have given you sovereignty. Of the two, only Lakṣmaṇa is outside with a bow in hand, and the monkeys are trembling in fear at his anger. By his command, Sayesha Raghava Brata Lakṣmaṇa Vakyasaratihi. Lakṣmaṇa is Rama's Vakyasarathi. Vakyasarathi abhina Sarathi abhina charioteer. Vakyasarathi is the charioteer of Rama's words. He has driven Rama's words here. He has brought Rama's words here. Vakyasarathi. He has brought Rama's words here. Angada has sent us into your presence. Lakṣmaṇa has come. Lakṣmaṇa is standing there at the entrance with eyes red in anger as though he wants to burn up all Kiṣkindhā. Adanala, go at once. Go with all your friends and relatives and ministers and go salute him. Be true to your promise. Honor the agreement. They try to wake him up. They get now. Sugrīva wakes up and he says, Lakṣmaṇa has come. Why? No, I did not do anything. I did not utter any harsh words. I did not do anything wrong. Why is Lakṣmaṇa angry with me? I wonder why he is angry with me. I think some enemies of mine must have gone and poisoned Lakṣmaṇa's ears about me. You all do one thing. You all go and find out why he is angry. You fellows all go and find out why he is angry. I really don't have any fear from Lakṣmaṇa or Rama. They are my friends. They will not do anything. Somebody is poisoning their ears. It gives rise to some misgivings. I better be careful. It is easy to earn a friend, but sustaining that friendship is very difficult. Because of fickleness of mind, friendship can be broken even due to flimsy reasons, flimsiest of excuses. Therefore, you better find out what is happening. Sugrīva told his ministers, Hanumān again the Hanumān. You are still wondering what wrong you have done. I have not done anything. Somebody has gone and poisoned his ears in Kriya. Sarvata naitad āścaryam yastvam hariganeshvara na vismarasi susnigdha upakara kritam shubham. Hey Hariganeshvara, O King of Monkeys, it is not at all a matter of surprise that you forgot the good service that was rendered to you by Rama as an expression of the greatest friendship. To remove your fear and to give happiness to you, Rama killed Vali. And even now, if Rama has sent Lakṣmaṇa, even that anger is only out of the love that he has for you, to bestow prosperity upon you. There is no doubt about it. You are so involved inside that you have forgotten the passage of time outside. You have not come out at all. This is voluntary lockdown. 4 months he did not come out at all. He didn't find a reason to come out of Kiṣkindhā. Rainy season, rain stopped, sun, moon, onnum theriyala, ulliye irukane ivan. Nee taara ode irukka. Velila taara enna aachunu theriyala unakku. Enna taara அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு இன்னொரு வேர்ட் என்னன்னா நட்சத்திரம்னு அர்த்தம். தாரான stars. He is not seeing the stars because he is seeing stars inside. தாரையே பார்த்துட்டு உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்கையும் தாரையும் பார்த்துட்டு உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருந்தால் then how will you know the passage of time? Rains have stopped. The time for our military expedition has come. But you are so intoxicated that you are not aware of it. Lakṣmaṇa has evidently come only for that. The message sent by a man who is in great distress because his wife has been separated from him. You, of all people, you are the person who should know it best. How much difficulty you had when you were separated from your beloved. Like that person has been separated and you are not bothered about it. In the circumstances, the best thing you should do, there is no other way about it, and not see any other way. Only one way. Antarena anjalim badva Lakṣmaṇasya prasadanāta kaiya kupindu po. Go with folded palms in front of Lakṣmaṇa and seek his grace. Go and apologize to him. Go. Hanumān says, because if Rama is angry, nobody can survive. All of Kiṣkindhā can be destroyed if Rama is angry. Therefore, he who deserves to be propitiated should not be offended by us. That too by a person who should be grateful to him, remembering the great help that he has already bestowed upon us. Therefore, go with your head bowed down. Tasya mūrdana pranamyatvam saputrasya sugrujjanaha rajans tishtasva samaye bhartur bharye vedadvashaha. Just as A wife is subordinate to the will of the husband. You should go in front of Lakṣmaṇa with your family, with your ministers, with your son, etc. and bow down to him. Bow down to him at this stage. You must not overlook the commands of Rama and Lakṣmaṇa. Even mentally, you should not think about violating it. You know, they are extraordinarily strong. Oh, all this is happening inside. Anna, Lakṣmaṇa, who has been coming in, nobody has come to receive him yet. All these deliberations are going on inside. Chota monkeys are all coming and saying, they'll come, he'll come now. And they call Lakṣmaṇa. Lakṣmaṇa became even more angry. He took his bow and pulled the string out and simply released it. It produced such a twang, that great gosham, the great sound it made. It caused a reverberation to spread through all of Kiṣkindhā, through all the buildings of Kiṣkindhā. ஒரு சத்தம் தான் போட்டார். இந்த சத்தமே போருமாம். Immediately அங்கதேன சமாக்யாதம் ஜாஸ்வனேன சவானரஹா. ஜாஸ்வனா அப்படின்னு பேர் அதுக்கு. அந்த தி twang of a bow இருக்கே, அதுக்கு ஜாஸ்வனம் அப்படின்னு. அது எடுத்து ஒரு சத்தம், ஒரு சவுண்ட். The moment he heard that sound, Sugrīva woke up immediately, fully became sober. அப்படியே clear ஆயிட்டார். He immediately said, aha, what Angada said is correct. Lakṣmaṇa has come. அப்படின்னு உடனே பயம். Immediately his heart started to tremble. என்ன பண்ணான் அப்படி? He was so scared that he did not want to go and stand in front of Lakṣmaṇa. அவன் இருக்கிற நிலையில அவனுக்கு போக பயமா இருக்கு. கொஞ்சம் குளிச்சுட்டாவது போகணும் போல இருக்கேன் நம்ம. At least I should do is have a bath and go. I cannot go in front of him like this. அப்ப என்ன பண்றது? We cannot delay anymore. அப்ப what to do? அப்படி நான் பார்த்தா தாரா was standing near me. நான் தாரா கிட்ட பார்த்தான். தாரா, நீ ஒன்று பண்ணு, you go. பயமா இருக்கு, I'm too scared to go. அதனால you go. Why you அப்படின்னா, because one, you are very wise. You are extraordinarily wise, but more importantly, you are a woman. Because no matter how angry he is, Lakṣmaṇa is after all a great man. சாதாரணப்பட்ட ஆள் இல்லை. அதனால நகி ஸ்திரீஷு மகாத்மானஹ க்வச்சித் குர்வந்தி தாருணம். Even though if I go straight away in front of him, I do not know what he will do to me. But if you go, because you are a woman, he will restrain himself. You speak to him in a nice way. You speak pleasingly to him. You make him happy first. Then I will come. You calm him down a little bit. Then I will come. Sugrīva first sends Tara out so that he can come later on. We will stop here. Janaki Kanta Smaranam. Jai Jai Rama Anjaneya Swami Ki Jai. Sugrīva Shanti. That's it. She's Aishara.